Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to LSRTV. We have another great race in store for you. We'll be telling you all about that here in just a few moments. Again, a great night of racing in store here for the American iRacing League. And of course, without further ado, it is time to introduce my guest co-host, second chair, whatever you want to call him. That is, of course, Greg Rentz here for tonight's race, as Wesley Outland is trying to get some beauty sleep, and trust me, he definitely needs it. Greg, welcome to the booth here as a guest, as Wesley is again off getting his beauty sleep here tonight.
Man, I am so happy to be back here at the American iRacing League. My first time here with this group in quite some time, and I've been looking forward to seeing something like this. I heard rumblings about this series a couple of weeks ago, and I was very, very interested from the moment that they announced it about this Super Truck series that we're going to kick things off with tonight with two 35-lap races. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching this unfold, and I'm very happy to be here tonight. Thank you, Charles, for the invite, and glad to be here.
Yeah, and there you mentioned right there your race information presented by RaceOnTexas.com. Get your Speed Pass membership for $39.99. Trucks, twin 35s, super late models, twin 60s, and of course we will have qualifying coming up here in the next 3 minutes as practice is rounding out here at the moment. But again, a lot of cars in here. We got 23, actually 22, as Ryan Campbell is your race control, so he is not going to be racing, but 22 technically NASCAR trucks, but we like to call them super trucks here. And you know, to be honest, Greg, Langley, a 0.36 mile track. These powerful trucks, they really are super trucks on this tiny little track.
One of the smallest tracks on iRacing, and these things are going to be fun to watch because these things are not light. These are heavy, heavy race vehicles. These actual NASCAR Camping World trucks that we see race on LSRTV in other series. These are those actual trucks, but they're wheeling on short track here in this, what is this, a 5-week summer series? Yes. I believe is what I was told on this. So it's so much fun to watch these things rip around. This is a concept that has been experimented with primarily down in the southwest portion of the U.S. They have it with some differences in the eastern part of the country as well, but Super Truck concept seems to mainly be southwestern Arizona, California, Nevada, New Mexico area, that they try these full-body, late-model trucks, you could almost call them, super trucks. A couple different rules packages out there, but it's fun to see it finally come to iRacing. Yes, we're using the big trucks, which not quite what you would see in the real life, but it's so much fun to see these things. This is something I've been very interested in and wanting to see happen on iRacing, and I'm happy to finally not only have it happen, but to be a part of it tonight as well.
Yeah, definitely one of the growing things. It's actually going around here. We actually have a Super Truck series here in the state of Texas that travels around, that actually races on dirt as well. So, you know, whether dirt or asphalt, they are picking up a little bit around the country. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how long it is till they are really popular. And hopefully it does happen. They're fun to watch. For sure. And we got about 50 so seconds before we go into qualifying. We'll let you know where everyone stacks up here tonight in qualifying. But before we do that, we will step away here for just a quick moment and thank one of our sponsors. And we come back, it will be time for qualifying here at Langley for the Super Trucks for the American iRacing League. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Greg, there you saw what will be happening on Speed Pass this weekend for Race on Texas. And right now what's happening, that is qualifying that is underway here on track. And, well, no surprise, we're going to see some of these guys up at the top of the charts. One of those, I'm sure, in that 16 machine. You know a lot of these guys as well. Yet Ryan Matthews in here, as well as Retzlaff. So a lot of these drivers you're familiar with as well. So they're fast, and they're going to prove it here tonight.
A lot of fast drivers in this field. Again, the top short track drivers on iRacing. Guys like Mumbercat, Parker Retzlaff that you mentioned. Alex McCollum is in here. They've had a little bit of history, have Retzlaff and McCollum. They haven't been too happy with each other. Robbie Keneally in here as well for Reaper. They got a lot of drivers representing their teams here tonight. We got some Rocket drivers, some Reaper drivers. I've seen a couple different teams represented here in this race. So definitely looking forward to watching it. But first up is qualifying. First of two 35-lap main events tonight for the Super Trucks. Definitely going to be a lot of fun to watch these guys go. Right now it's Mumbercat sitting on top of the board at a 19.969 with Retzlaff in second as the laps begin to click away. You look at Robbie Keneally there in the number one and did not get the lap that he wanted, as he did not even register a time. He does now. Actually, no, he does not. So Robbie Keneally healed here.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. You know, he's one of those that's fast too, so he'll be working his way to the front. And you know, again, we don't week. Well, it was a bit of a caution fest. There was way more cautions than race control wanted. Way more cautions than anybody really wants. Race control let them have it, so it'll be interesting to see how things go tonight.
And as these drivers fill in their some drivers reporting on the setup, a lot of drivers say that it is very, very tight handling out there right now. So these trucks are going to be very tough to maneuver around this very tight bullring-like racetrack with a tight setup. That's going to be a workout here for 35 laps. Not once, but twice. They got to do double sets here tonight for 35 laps. With a very tight racetrack, that's not going to be easy.
No, it is definitely not going to be easy. And they got about 1:50 left on the clock, and just about everybody has qualified, as it looks like. Excuse me. There, Tony Quadros has not, but he is possibly set to roll out on the track in the number 12. Again, Ryan Campbell will not be racing. He is race control. Ryan Matthews and Robbie Keneally tried to put in times. They ran both of their qualifying laps, but unfortunately did not put in a time. Obviously got into the wall. Something like that. It has to be a clean lap. Otherwise, it does not count.
And I think that's what happened to Keneally and a couple of others. Matthews, another one, because Matthews was tracking near the top of the practice charts. He was second in practice behind only Kyle Fowler, who qualified in the 4th position. So pretty sure that's what happened with both Keneally and Matthews. And unfortunately, if you hit the wall right in that perfect spot, it can mess up both your laps. So definitely something that these drivers are going to be wanting to shake off and get ready for, as Tony Quadros hits the track now in truck number 12. Still got 42 seconds left, so plenty of time for Quadros to get a lap in, as he's going 17.391. He's going to try to get some more speed out of that Chevy through 3 and 4. We'll see if he can pick up. And the checkered flag falls.
16.507.
Picks it up a little bit. Picks up a couple of spots. One driver already having some issues. Alex McCollum, who was entered into this race, he has disconnected from the race. So not sure what happened quite on the list here. So he may have been just down there helping someone this race. But regardless of it, we're going to the grid for the first of two 35-lap features here tonight. Mumbercat going to lead him to the green flag with Retzlaff right alongside him. Jacob Harberts and Nick Fowler are going to start 3rd and 4th, with Nick Reberg and David Polins, one of our new members of the Team LSRTV, here working with us a couple of times in 6th. Charlie Beals and Jake Sylvia in 7th and 8th, with Tyler Payne, T-Payne, and Kevin White Jr. rounding up the top 10.
Yeah, and then, of course, you have Jake Perkins, Carl Thompson in 11th and 12th, and Reed Christensen and Brett Suggs 13th and 14th. You have 15th to 16th going to be Ryan Polins and John Alette, and 17th, 18th going to be Cody Knott and Eric Sellers, and rounding out the top 20 is going to be Josh Holmes and Eric Steele. And we'll quickly just run through the last few remaining drivers. And 21st, one of our favorite drivers, Mario Erklani, or as I call him, Cannoli, for some unknown reason. 22nd going to be Tony Quattros. Steele Langford going to be 23rd. Looks like Ronald Cole in 24th. He has not gridded so far. Ryan Matthews in 25th, and 26th going to be Robbie Keneally. And again, we are working on the live grid. We have two versions of the grid, and one is qualifying and one is live. And the fact that it's technically this would be considered a heat race, but if you look on your timing tower, it does say Twin Race 1 and Twin Race 2. That meaning we would need a live grid for it. Due to the overhaul of the overlays, it is getting done, Greg. It's just not quite done yet. Some bugs we have to work out on it, but nevertheless, we will let you know where the drivers are. And of course, during the racing, it won't matter because we will have the top bar and the side bar.
Plenty of racing coming up here at Langley tonight. 4 races here tonight from Langley. These 2 truck races, and then we haven't talked about this yet, Charles, as they get the 1 to green. We have super late models tonight as well. They're also doing twin main events, so we got ourselves a nice long night of racing here at Langley tonight.
Yeah, definitely going to be some good racing. Again, I know we're hoping for it. I was here last week. Obviously, you weren't, but we both want it regardless. The drivers want it. The league wants it. They want some good, hard, clean racing. Last week, there was some good racing, but there was also a little bit too much of the caution flag, and that is gone. Green flag is out, and we are racing here again for the first time tonight, and we'll see. It's 35 to go here in this race, as it's only a 35-lap race, and there's a good battle for the lead right now between Mombercat and Retzlaff. Again, no surprise there, Greg. We see it all the time.
Mombercat and Retzlaff, 2 of the top drivers in the short track scene on iRacing. But here comes Jacob Harbert in that number 80 truck, trying to make his way up into the field. And you got Reberg and Fowler round out the top 5, and there it is already. Caution out for the first time here tonight. And
caution going to be David Polins. That is unfortunate, as we'll take a quick look and see what happened to him. And it's obvious, like you said, one of our new guys here. He's going to be in the booth with us and has an amazing voice for broadcasting. So good, he does good there. Hopefully he'll do good here tonight as well, but obviously not off to a great start.
Well, the good news is he's going to have a second race to make up for it here. Let's take a look what happened. It's the 38 truck there on the inside. Oh, just broke loose.
Yeah.
Looked like no contact between him and Kevin White Jr. He just broke loose going into turn 3.
That is unfortunate for him that it just kind of broke loose. And, just one of those things that happens from time to time. And while we are under this break real quick, we do want to thank the sponsor for tonight's race. And that is, of course, Moon Racing. They specialize in late model parts, service, and car building. Dave Moon, you can basically get a hold of him, and he can get you in victory lane. That's what he does. So, again, make sure you get a hold of Dave Moon over at Moon Racing, specializing in late model parts, service, and car building. So make sure you check them out. And speaking of late model racing, if he specializes in it, you may need to go get some parts from him if you're in the state of Texas, because I believe it's Boot Hill or the Rev here in the state of Texas. They have a 4,000 to win late model race this 2nd of July. So it's a big race, and you're going to need some parts there to win that race.
Yeah, you are, definitely. 4,000 to win, nothing to sneeze at. big time racing coming up down there. We got ourselves a 2000 to win late model race here Saturday the 3rd at Hermiston, Oregon, one of my tracks that I'll be at this weekend. The kickoff of the first ever Tri-State Challenge Pro Late Model Race, a new series that popped up here in the Northwest, where races in Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. Season opener this weekend in Oregon. Almost 30 cars expected to go for $2,000. We'll talk more about that later on in the Northwest Cup Series broadcast. And as we're back underway, as Mumbercat breaks out, and look at Red Slap, able to get right up on his tailgate there on that restart, get back past Harbers to get back in the second.
Yeah, he is indeed, and we also really quickly want to mention we do apologize. We're going back to this battle. If the broadcast is buffering a little bit, well, it's Monday, Greg, and Monday means bad weather day, right? Because that's what it's doing here in the state of Texas. We're already flooding, so hopefully I make it through the night as it is. So we'll be watching that, of course. But single file for the most part, you got to go back to about 9th, 10th, and 11th place here. Even include 8th in there as well before you see some side-by-side battles picking up, and that's the 5 machine. It's 5 on his car, but that's not the 5 in the race. I believe that is the 55 of Charlie Bell's in that machine. Right beside him is the 3 of Ryan Polin, so it's actually the 55 on that car, but our truck, and he's falling back just a little bit, so he's got to have his mindset straight, and he's got to get to the front.
He's trying to make his way forward right now. Oh, one truck breaking loose right in front of him. I believe was Jake Perkins, the 59, and we're not done. We're bottlenecking up here in turn number 2, and some heavy contact. I see the 32 of Eric Steele involved. Think Reed Christensen might have got a piece of it. We'll have to take a look at another Pulse Poppers replay. But Perkins spun out up there at the apex of 1 and 2, came to a stop, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll take a look. There's who you saw, and I saw just out of the corner of mine too.
This is Perkins, so this is coming off of turn number 4. Now watch going into turn number 1, just all by himself, much like what we saw earlier, just loses it. He slides to a stop. Everyone does a good job getting through until right there.
Oh, and the 32 getting a piece of it as well. That is Eric Steele. That
that black and yellow truck is that initially got into him. Haven't been able to catch the number.
That is Mario Ercolani in the 41, okay. I believe. Yes, 41 on that car. So he got a good piece of it right there. You can see he's got the barbecue going on in the back of that truck right now. So hopefully he can get it back going, and it looks like maybe we'll see. He's still here. He has not packed it up yet, but it's unfortunate there for Mario Ercolani, who again is usually pretty fast, but tonight he is definitely going to be down a few cylinders after that hit.
Definitely, so no doubt he's going to be happy to have a brand new race truck for the second of 2 35 lappers to distance here tonight. Now, Charles, this is something different with this series. Well, the last time we did this series on LSRTV, it was 3 races: Legends, Pro Late Models, and Super Late Models. Now, 2 series, but they do twin main events: 35-35, 60-60 for the Super Late Models. 4 races here tonight on this one broadcast. Plus, we got 80 laps coming up tonight at Pocono as well. So a busy night here on LSRTV. But even with the 2 cautions already, we're clicking laps away. We're already going to be 20 laps to go, and we take this green flag.
Yeah, it's going to go by quick. It always does. And we'll just, after this, we'll have a little bit of intermission. These guys will go out and practice and get a little more seat time in, and then we'll go to the next 35 laps, and we'll see how it all goes from there. But green flag is back out once again here for twin race number 1. 20 to go, and it is currently Red Slav on the outside. Caution is out one more time.
Right off the get, and unfortunately that's something you see with short track racing. You see a big pile up here in turn number 2. Ryan Matthews involved in this one, the former Super Late Model champion in this series. Take a look at what happened. Pulse Poppers instant replay. There's Matthews on the inside. That's the other 33 truck there. Tony Quadros there as well. There's Robbie Keneally back there. We'll see if he got a piece of it, because he's one of those guys, Charles, that you have to keep an eye on each and every time he climbs behind the wheel here on the iRacing server. Take a look at what happened. Ooh, contact there between Quadros and the 33. Matthews gets collected in front of that, so a separate incident there with Ryan Matthews as the field piles in.
Yeah, just unfortunate the way it goes down sometimes. You know, you have a good race, and this race, you know, going a little bit like week one did. But, you know, we were told, too, coming into the night that the trucks, or the series, the trucks would be a little rough. But the super late models, that's where these guys primarily run, and that's where their focus is. And that's where the, I don't know, the heart and the soul of these drivers is, so they're going to do a little bit better in there.
So it'll definitely be interesting to see how this one unfolds. We're inside 20 to go. We're going to be inside 15 to go when we restart this one. Shows you just how quickly these laps click away. Even under caution at Langley. Even under caution, Charles, we're clicking 37-second laps. That's still 2 a minute here with just 35 laps the distance. You see why we are getting our money's worth out of it and doing 2 per here for the classes. But look who's worked his way up into the top 5. Tyler Payne has worked his way up into 4th now in that number 18 Reaper Chevy Silverado. So keep your eyes on him as he's now hooked up with his Reaper teammate back there, Parker Retzlaff, up in front of him. Dustin Mumbercat for Rocket on the pole has led every lap thus far. Jake Harbert's also up there as well, trying to play a role in how this one ends.
Yeah, and, they very well could, as Tyler Payne definitely looking to get a top 3, and we'll talk to who we can, after this one. Sometimes they come in here, sometimes they don't. With it being 2 races and a little bit of an intermission, they typically don't go in here and talk to us, so we'll see how it goes. All right, just a few more feet. The lights are off on the pace truck as we have 14 to go when they take the green flag. And it's going to be Retzlaff and Mombercat taking the green one more time. Green is out, and we are racing here at Langley Speedway one more time. Again, 14 laps to go. Let's see if we can run this 14 to the end. Caution free. Let's see, that is a tall order right now, the way it's been going, but definitely going to try. This is going to be Retzlaff on the high side. Here comes Harberts into the inside of the number 80 machine. He will slide in and take second place away from Retzlaff. That's a tall task in itself to take a spot away from Retzlaff, and he does it in a good fashion right there. So he'll dive down to the bottom. No, Retzlaff not going to be able to get back by him. Sneaking into the top 4 here, that is Kyle Fowler in the number 5 machine. Hasn't really talked about him a whole lot here in that CMO screen printing supply company number 5 Chevy truck here tonight, but he is there. Right behind him going to be Nick Reinberg in the number 20, but Mombercat looking to get the win here as we go 10 laps to go here in race number 1 before we go into a little bit of an intermission time. 10 to go. That is all that remains. And we'll see. I thought we had a car going around, and yes, we do. Caution is out.
Caution is out with 10, make it 9 laps to go. It's an orange truck going around. Take a look at the Poppers replay. Still learning the driver names here, at least I am. That's kind of why Charles is in the lead here as far as the broadcast tonight goes.
And that is
contact there between him and Matthews.
And Eric Sellers in the 97, who that is. And I think this thing just looped around on his own. You got one going around back there. But there's the 59. Oh, and he clips him right there, just hard into the outside wall.
Yeah, that was a hard shot, too. He got some air in that orange truck.
That he did for sure, and he's going to pull it to the pits. And 8 laps to go, so that means we'll go racing with about 5 to go. So we are not into overtime territory yet. But that means we could potentially go into overtime if we see another caution, but not there just yet. We should finish this race within regulation. Last week, we went into 2 and 3 overtimes in the the truck races, and I believe the super late models as well. So, going into overtime, not necessarily a unheard of thing here in the American iRacing League.
That was going to be my next question was, you did this race last week. I was not. I had some prior obligations, but that was my next question is the overtime format of these guys. We answered the 3 overtime attempts here. Not there just yet here in this open race. And Dustin Mumbercat does not want to hear the word overtime right now. He's led every lap thus far. He just wants to get this race done and over with and get himself ready for race number 2 and pick up that win.
Yeah, he does. And of course, wherever the top 8 finish, it is a top 8 invert. So if you're first, you're 8th. Second, you're 7th. Third, you are then 6th. And vice versa. You just keep going down the field. So the top 8 will be inverted after this race. So if Mombercat finishes in first, well, he'll be starting 8th place for race number 2. As this race going by fairly quickly here tonight. So that is good. But again, we still have one more 35 lap race to go here for twin race number 2 after a little short intermission. And Mombercat is set to take the win here at Langley Speedway for race number 1.
He's just got to hold on for a few more laps. When the green flag falls, it'll be 4 laps to go. Mumbercat has led them all thus far. Harbert's in second. Retzlaff, they've traded second the entire night. You mentioned 8-truck invert. Right now, that's Carl Thompson in the 66. That would put him on the pole for the second race, so we'll see how that plays out as well as the green flag falls. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, 4 laps to go indeed. Not too many left in this race. Mombercat out front, followed by Retzlaff, Harberts, Reinberg, and Fowler are going to be the top 5 right now. Caution is out, 4 to go, and that will send us into overtime.
So our first overtime attempt coming up here.
And another Pulse Poppers instant replay. And so we'll see exactly what happened. This is so far back, we're going to be almost at the tail end here. They're getting ready to take the green flag. And not sure what happened to the 33 of David Palins, but we're about to find out.
Taking a look, is going into turn number 1. 32 Eric Steele there on the inside. Ooh, contact there with the 30 truck behind him. Knocks him off in the pit road. 30
of Reed Christensen just gives him a shot in the shorts and sends him right into the infield, and it looks like his night may be done with only 3 laps to go. He's just going to opt to park it in the pits and get ready for race number 2. So unfortunate for David Plains just not having the night he wanted to, but Mombercat's having the night he wants to, and that's to put it in victory lane. But first, he's going to have to go into overtime, as this was a 35-lap race, and now it will be about a 39-lap race when it's all said and done.
And that's if we don't have 2 more overtimes to go with this. So, not done yet. This is not the final overtime shot. And we will see.
Oh, it is definitely not.
1 of 3.
And I don't know if we're done. It's a toss-up whether I think we're done with the overtimes or not. We could be, we could not be. It's really, like the Joker in Batman. You flip a coin, it's a 50-50 shot. That's really what it comes down to. We could not, It's like I was reading a post the other day on Facebook that said the teacher asked Johnny if there were 4 cars on the track, and he, what was his odds of winning the race? He said 50%. Teacher got mad at him, and she said, "You're wrong." And he said, "No, you got 50% chance to win, 50% chance to lose." That's where we're at right now. You got 50% chance of caution, 50% chance of green.
About sums it up.
So we will find out.
Think here.
Yeah, we'll find out here momentarily which way it's going to go. Is it going to go yellow or green? As the green flag is about ready to drop one more time. Will it be the final time is the question. As the twin race number 1 here for The first 35 laps of the Super Trucks is just about done. Green flag is back in the air, and we are racing. It's going to be there now. 2 laps to go. Green, white, checkered, and Retzlaff and Mombercat, they are duking it out right now. And here comes Harberts as well.
Ooh, Retzlaff's going to get right up on the back bumper of Mombercat. White flag in the hand this time by. We get to the white flag. This will be it for race number 1. Harberts and Retzlaff battle it out for a second. It's going to be a battle between them because Dustin Mombercat loves what he sees out of the mirror as he's going to come through 3 and 4. Contact between Harberts and Retzlaff. Retzlaff's going to lose a lot of spots here, Charles. That's going to be big for race number 2. Mombercat takes the checker flag. Retzlaff falls to 5th.
Yeah, that's going to put Retzlaff all the way back to 5th position. Well, that is not what he wanted to see. Retzlaff, though, he'll bounce back, I'm sure. And again, we're going to take a quick intermission here real quick. Before we do, quickly want to go here and just go to this. We'll show you your results here for at least the top 10 in race number 1. It's going to be Mombercat, Harberts, and Fowler going to be your top 3 in that race, followed by Kevin White Jr., Parker Retzlaff, falling back to 5th. Nick Reinberg, Carl Thompson, Brett Suggs, Robbie Keneally, and Tyler Payne going to be your top 10 from race number 1. And it's set to be a good race number 2, as it looks like we do have Dustin Mombercat. So we'll just quickly talk to him while he's here. Dustin, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, we got you in here real quick, so we'll chat with you. You get the win here in race number 1, so obviously it's going to put you in starting position number 8 for race number 2. Is that, going back to spot 8, is it going to be a little tougher to get to the front and potentially get the win again?
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard. This place seems hard to pass. It looked like wherever you started is kind of where you finished, or right around there, unless you got moved out of the groove. So I don't know how this is gonna go. It's probably gonna be pretty rough, but should be good.
Well, definitely looking forward to it. Greg, any questions for Justin before we let him go practice for race number 2?
Dustin, you're going to be starting 8th on this one. What's your move here, knowing that we saw a lot of cautions in this first race? What's your plan of attack here for the second race?
I think the first things first is just going to be get to the inside, try and just keep inside on the restarts, and just pick them off as fast but as smart as I can. Don't be too aggressive, but still got to get up there.
Well, Dustin, we will let you go in practice, and hopefully we'll talk to you in about 35-40 minutes in race number 2.
Thank you.
All right, and of course that brings us to, I believe this is Kyle Fowler. We only got a first name, so it's Kyle. So I assume it's Fowler. And that number 5 machine. Kyle, you snuck into 3rd place there in that last turn there. We had some a little bit of shaking up going on towards the front of the field, but now you're going to be starting, I believe, around 6th place. Same deal. It's going to be tough to pass. Do you have a strategy to get through this field now that you're starting a few spots back?
Really, man, there's no really set strategy. Just stay out of trouble, avoid the wrecks, because you know the back of the half of the field is going to be in the front now. So the goal is just to avoid the wrecks and keep the nose clean, and then just run some clean laps, man. It's hard to pass here. It's as you probably seen in the broadcast. I tried to run the apron. I tried to get underneath Harberts right there, but it's just everybody's so even. It's just super tight.
Well, it definitely is. Greg, any questions before we let him go?
Kyle, you got yourself a podium here. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Dustin real quick. You're starting on the outside row, but you're starting in 6th. What's your plan of attack here for this 35-lapper?
Well, the plan is to get to the bottom quick as I can. As you've seen, a lot of those late restarts helped me out. It got me back to the bottom. So that's the biggest key, is just get to the bottom quick as you can, and just pick them off one by one. It's hard to use the bumper here. I wanted to try it this race just to see, but I didn't want to risk the EOL to go to the rear. But yeah, I'm like I said, just get to the bottom and run clean laps, and hopefully I can come back and talk to you guys again.
We'll definitely be looking forward to talking to you here in just a minute, and we'll let you get back to practicing.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Moon Racing for stepping up and sponsoring this race. If you guys need anything, hit up Moon Racing. But most importantly, Terry Saunders for sponsoring both series, the super late models and the super trucks. She is one of my sponsors in real life, so big shout out to her. And thanks for you guys for putting on an awesome broadcast.
Yeah, definitely for the kind words, and good luck. And again, hopefully we talk to you here in a little bit.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and I believe Harbert's was our third place finisher. Jacob, you got a copy, or second place, I believe. We'll see if we can.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
I believe you were our second place or third place, correct? I can't remember. I don't have my results with me right offhand. They've vanished all of a sudden. But
we hung in for second place there right at the end.
I thought so. I got in there, but again, my result sheets, Greg, have vanished away. But regardless, I knew you were in the top three. I was pretty sure it was second place, as Kyler finished third. But regardless of that, time is up. Quickly, what was that first race like, and what's second race going to be like for you?
It's just about holding on to the bottom on restarts as much as you can. You know, if you got a restart on the outside, it's tough up there to find a spot to get down to the bottom. So being on the inside is what I got to capitalize on for this next one.
We'll definitely be looking forward to talking to you, and good luck, and hopefully we do get to talk to you again.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Greg, and we didn't even get to play our new music list we came up with. It's time to go racing.
We'll get to do that at some point here as we get set to go. Remember, 8 inverts, so Brett Suggs, who finished 8th, is going to be on the pole. Carl Thompson to his outside. Nick Redberg, and watch out because Parker Retzlaff faded to 5th on that last lap. That puts him 4th for the start of this one. Kevin White Jr., Kyle Fowler, Jacob Harberts, and Dustin Mumberket were your top 8 in the invert there. Keep your eyes on Keneally. He went from 26th to 9th position, plus 17 spots. Tyler Payne rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, and the rest, same drivers, a little bit different spot. Going to be Jake Silva, Ryan Palenz, John Alette, Charlie Mills, and Ryan Matthews going to round out the top 15, followed by Eric Still Langford, Reed Christensen, Josh Holmes, and Ronald Cole going to round out the top 20, followed by Cody Knott in 21st. And I do not recall him in race number 1. I completely missed him, but Pulse Popper right there, and Cody Knott in 26th, followed by Tony Quadros, David Palinz, Jake Perkins, Eric Sellers, and Mario Ercolani going to round out your 26 truck field here for twin race number 2. We're pacing now with 35 laps on the docket. We went about 40 laps on the last race, and it looks like we're set to do another 35, possible a few more. We'll see, but let's hope the green flag stays out a bit more here tonight.
So here's the thing, though. With win races, you typically see that one race wild, one race calm, green flag in the air. We'll see if that holds true tonight as Suggs breaking out to the early lead. Thompson doesn't go on the outside. That allows Reberg to get to the inside. Here comes Kevin White Jr. as well.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. I've been around with you broadcasting enough here that when you do see one a little wild, one a little clean, it didn't go that way last week. It was just a one right after the other caution-filled race. But yeah, typically, you see the first one be a little wild. Second one, they calm down a little bit as they get to know each other. And right there, we're going to collect the whole field. Oh, they're still piling in.
So a huge wreck here to kick off race number 2.
That
I
is
see a couple of the same cast of characters from that first race.
And a Pulse Popper parking lot replay here as we'll go, and we're going to go high in the sky for this one for aerial coverage presented by All American Pools, and you're about to see, well, the junkyard / parking lot that just unfolded here in this race number 2. So used to dirt racing, calling it a heat race. But right there, you see them stacking up in front, and then it's just on from there.
There's a couple of guys who were up near the front in that one as well, including our outside pole sitter in this one. In that 66, I think I saw Fowler in there as well. Tyler Payne got collected also.
Yeah, Fowler and Payne involved. Man, what a wild way to start the race number 2. That's not how these drivers wanted it to go. I can promise you that right now. But again, while we are under break, we'll mention it one more time. Of course, we just had it mentioned, and we'll mention it multiple times here tonight, that this race number 2. Again, this is race number 2, but the whole event, round number 2, of course, is presented by Moon Racing. And of course, if you are in racing, you need to check them out. They specialize in late model parts, service, and car building. Dave Moon, and get whatever you need to put yourself in victory lane. And well, Greg, let's be honest, who doesn't like to be in victory lane? I don't know anybody that's going out to the racetrack just to finish last.
No, you're here to win every time you climb behind the wheel, so it's definitely what's on these guys' mindsets. Well, right now, Brett Suggs in the number 133 on your ticker, that bright green truck. We got 3 number 33s in the field. He is hoping that history repeats itself when it comes to pole sitter leading every lap, because Mumbercat was able to do it in the first race. Can he do it the second race?
And in this race, it really is. It's trending the way race number 1 went. Unfortunately, is you get the lead, and because of the cautions, nobody really is able to mount a run on you. We'll see if that trend does continue from round number 1 into round number 2. So far, it has in round 2, race 1 to race 2. As we'll just have to kind of wait and see. The race is on. Green flag is out. And you got the 20 and the 38 battling out. That is Reinberg and White Jr. As you got 2 more back there, Retzlaff and Harberts as well. And man, these guys are just beating and banging, trying to go 3 wide.
This is what we were talking about. This is what you could expect with these super trucks. These Camping World trucks on short tracks. You knew they were going to be very physical racing tonight. They were going to be beating and banging and door slamming each other. It was going to be a lot of fun to watch. I love this concept. These big full-body trucks here on the short track. It's like a cage fight almost, Charles, and it's so much fun to watch them wheel these heavy stock cars, stock trucks around. It's going to be entirely different when these guys climb into their super late models here in a couple minutes. Yeah,
I mean, this right here, this is MRA racing. And if you don't know what MRA racing, it's mixed racing arts. Kind of like MMA, but either way, bad joke. But caution's out, and this time it's Kyle Fowler, and he's whipping that truck around. He does not look like a happy camper right now in the number 5 machine. We'll see what happened to him and if he had help. But again, he whipped that truck around quite fast. I'm not too sure he's going to be too happy with somebody.
You see Perkins on the inside there. Ooh, there's some contact there. But they get through relatively okay. Now Quadros behind him in the number 12, and there's contact there. Quadros caught the cone and not just barely squeaks through.
Yeah, I mean,
so Fowler, after getting a podium in the first race, this race leaving much to be desired.
Yeah, I definitely, if I'm Kyle Fowler, Quattro's right there with me. You almost got to not, he's not happy with him, and I don't blame him. Quattros went below there. He I don't know how to explain it, but he hit the cone basically. You saw that. So, if he was low enough to hit that cone, maybe he should have given Kyle Fowler a little bit more room. Then again, we didn't go back and look at the aerial view. And you know this as well as I do, Greg. Perspective is everything. The race control, they're doing their job out there. Maybe Kyle Fowler pinched him down and didn't give him a lot of room, because there was a lot of room above Kyle Fowler. There wasn't anyone there with him. So Kyle Fowler could have pinched him down a little bit. Then again, perspective is a lot.
Definitely. And short track racing, it also brings out this little thing called temper. So we definitely can see that. We see a lot of fenders flaring and tempers flaring at these short tracks. Not at all surprised that we see a little bit of emotion out of some drivers here.
Definitely emotions that fly very high in this race. That's just, part of short track racing.
Being set to take the green flag once again. Lights will probably go off on the truck this time by Chevy Silverado Pace Truck, getting in the spirit, leading our trucks around.
And again, this is race number 2. We're going to go with 19 laps to go. And then we will take a little break. And finally, you get to listen to our new playlist after a quick commercial break, of course, and thanking our sponsors. But again, a new music playlist. I know the fans really I don't think we ever had anyone complain. The only one that complained was Wesley. And he got tired of listening to the same music. And quite frankly, I did too. So we've changed it up. We got an hour and 53 minutes worth of music to listen to in a little break there. And oh my goodness, we're 3 wide.
Kevin White in the 38 got shuffled up to the top. He's going to be the big loser out of that one. But look who has worked his way up to second. Here comes Robbie Keneally. He gained 17 spots in that first main event from 26th to 9th. He has worked his way up into second now. Ryan Matthews and Parker Retzlaff have cracked the top 5 as well as the caution falls.
That caution is out one more time, and Eric Steele in the 32 machine going to be involved in this Pulse Poppers instant replay. Texas, not really the fishing weather here tonight. It's a little rainy, okay, a lot rainy, but hey, there's fish that bite during the rain too, so go get you some Pulse Poppers, fishing lures, and go fishing. Because, that's a fun thing to do. You get to catch fish, eat fish, or throw them back, whichever. But we're going to see what happens here in just a moment. And right there, contact from the 5M, or the 55 on your screen, or on our scoring tower anyway. That is Charlie Beals. I guess give him a shot in the back bumper, Greg.
Short track racing at its finest right now here at Langley. And remember back that super late model race with the Northwest Tour we did at Langley earlier this year? It was part of a doubleheader of a 400 lap night. We did 200 at Lanier, then we did 200 at Langley. Tires came into play at the end of that race. Fortunately, we won't see that happen tonight, but if you remember in that Langley race, what did we see? Much of the same that we're seeing right now. A lot of contact, but not a lot of cautions in that race. This is the product of those full-size trucks being made to go around these mile-and-a-half intermediate tracks. These things aren't designed for short track racing, so this is what's making this series so fun.
It is indeed, and we're watching the 55 there of Charlie Beals, and it looks like Race Control has decided he was the culprit of the caution, and nearly so, he did get to the back bumper of another truck, and just said, "How you doing?" Give him a little tap there. It could have been a love tap. It was all in good spirits, but unfortunately the car in front of him went around, and, he might not have been as happy, but good news is, it's virtual, so at least you don't have to pay the bill to fix the car.
And that is definitely a relief for some of these drivers, because have you seen how much these trucks cost to get repaired? It's a little bit hefty. Definitely something these drivers are going to be very happy about, not having to foot the bill to repair, because that's the thing. Typically after a short track race, there's a lot of bent sheet metal on these things, so not at all surprised to see that happening again here tonight. This is, of course, the second of 235 lappers. Then we got 260 lappers coming up for the super late models tonight, all at Langley. You gotta love this twin format. You don't see this very often on iRacing either.
No, you definitely don't. I absolutely love it here, and we're getting around this right now. Under pace laps, we're still doing 2 laps a minute, but the green flag is back out, and we are racing. It's a green car out front. Brett Suggs, he's been out front all race thanks to the inverts, and we'll see if he can hang on to it. He's got some fierce competition behind him right now with Keneally, Matthews, Retzlaff, Harbert's back there. That's going to be a tough battle to hold off.
Matthews trying to get to the inside of Andy Matthews, the reigning defending super late model champion in this series, gets to second place. Keneally has been strong in this series over the last couple of seasons, but Still looking for a truck win here. Got Parker Retzlaff trying to get to the inside as well. He's going to get in there with Kevin White Jr. Retzlaff, I believe, holds the records for most AIRL sanctioned victories after he had a dominating season this past spring here in this summer league. Retzlaff trying to pick up right where he left off, but Retzlaff dominated season 3 of AIRL competition. Caution is out. Ryan Matthews. No, that's Mario
Ercolani going around.
Yeah, that's the truck that looks a lot like Ryan Matthews, another Reaper truck.
Yeah, they do it look quite a bit alike here for Pulse Popper's instant replay. Mario Ercolani is there 3 wide. Again, 3 wide does not work here at Langley, and you're about to find out why here in just a second as they sort of check out from that. And you'll see right there, shot in the shorts from the 33. That'll spin him around. So the 3 wide, technically not the culprit. The culprit, the 33, that decided, hey, I'm going to give you a shot there. And that's our very own David Felins that gives him a shot in the shorts. But again, you see these, and we say shot in the shorts. He gave him a love tap, whatever you refer to it when they bump them and spin them. This stuff is not usually intentional. It's just short track, big, heavy, fast trucks, and you get in there a little bit hotter than the driver in front of you. He checks up more than you think he's going to, getting into the corners, and you bump him. It's never, hardly ever intentional from the driver. It's just a product of short track racing. Now, if you were to ask the person that got bumped and spun, he did it on purpose, and I'm gonna get him back later. That's what they're gonna tell you.
It's just a part of the short track racing. Remember, we still have 2 races to go after this. A lot of these same drivers will be competing in that super late model race, and you know what they say about race car drivers, Charles. They have the best memories of anybody.
That is true. Unless it's when they're doing bad, and then they have a short memory. When it comes to a racer doing bad, his mistakes, he has a short memory. When it comes to a racer being done wrong by somebody, or he feels he was done wrong, he'll remember it like an elephant. He could remember it for 50 years from now, and he'll get you back.
And he will hold that grudge, and he'll let you know about it in 50 years. Remember when you took me out at Langley 50 years ago?
Yeah.
They could race each other 1,000 times since then, and then all of a sudden, click, click, boom. Payback comes at, say, Dover in an entirely different league. What was that for? That was for AIRL at Langley.
Yeah, you be racing as kids in go-karts, and one day you finally pay them back when you're racing wheelchairs at the nursing home. So you never know.
That's the beauty of racing. Gotta love the competitive spirit in this sport. Hey, lights are going out on the pace car. There will be 3 laps to go when we take the green flag here, so not quite overtime just yet. But Brett Suggs, he's going to have to hold on. We got Ryan Matthews on his outside, Jacob Harvard, Robbie Keneally, Nick Rebber, your top 5. Brett Staff in 6th. Here we go. Have we seen the last visit of the yellow flag here in this truck series tonight?
I believe the phrase negative Ghost Rider comes to mind. I don't think we're done. I think we're going to see some more, but green flag is out, at least for now anyway, and we are racing with 3 laps to go. Going to be 2 to go next time. Bye. And these guys, caution is out.
Caution is out, so we did not see the last one. David Berlins, we're going to have to ask him about his day at Langley when he comes back to the office here tomorrow, because the truck's not been kind to our old buddy David Berlins.
No, they have not.
Replay.
We'll see exactly what happened here. He's at the rear of the field, and you see who he's around, too. He's got the 41, Mario Ercolani around him, but that looks to not be the case. I'm going to figure out what happened here. And, the 97. Oh, geez.
Oh, it wasn't anybody in particular. He caught that little grassy knoll there.
Yeah, the grass took him out.
We're going to have to give him a hard time. Say, David, you're supposed to drive the race car, not the lawnmower.
Yeah, there you'll see, kids, this is why your parents tell you grass is bad for you. it will kill your car, apparently, too.
That's why they always get on you to mow the lawn.
Yes. I'm actually allergic to some grass. I don't go play in the grass, but regardless of that, Brett Suggs is leading this, and we now are into overtime as we are going to be looking at around, again, 40 laps. Right now, we would have completed 38 laps, so we'll go around one more time, which would make it 39, and we should get the green, so putting us at completing 40 laps, so 5 laps past the scheduled distance here for tonight's race, and not too bad. About an hour into this race so far here in the first 2, and then of course the next 2 we'll have 2 60-lap races, so we'll just have to kind of wait and see how those 2 go.
Let's see how it goes. We're not done here yet. First 3 green, white, checkered attempts.
Of course, everyone, just so they have a heads up, you may have to be stuck with my voice alone. Actually, probably will at this rate, because unfortunately for me, Greg, you mentioned about 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, you have to go do your podcast, so or podcast, as everyone else calls it. So unfortunately, they're going to be stuck with my voice for the rest of the night after that.
Yeah, I got to do a podcast here at some point during the race. We were hoping that we would be wrapped up before that time came. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be right around the conclusion of the second Super Late Model race. So we'll see how those Super Late Model races go. But with the way these truck races have gone, definitely going to be interesting as far as time goes. But green flag getting set to fall. Brett Suggs in the lead in the green, but Ryan Matthews is perched and ready to go. Matthews might have the advantage here in the turn number 1 on the outside, but that inside lane is where you want to be. Matthews leads him into turn number 1. Suggs fights back on the inside.
Yeah, this one gonna be down to the wire. We'll see. They're gonna come to the white flag this time. Bye. And there they will. Oh, yes, right as they cross the line too. Caution comes out, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where this caution came from. Everyone looks to be in order at the rear of this field, so we'll just stay with the front, and quickly, while we have time, we'll step away to a quick commercial break to thank a sponsor, and we'll be right back.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Just hearing some exciting news about Kyle Larson, because, you know, he's the beast, the GOAT, the donkey, whatever analogy's good, he's good. But anyway, lights are still on the pace car. And of course, we want to give a shout out to our own sponsor here of LSRTV and the Northwest Cup and Truck Series that's coming up here a little bit later on tonight, and that is, of course, Tom Denschel Auto Group. You can definitely check them out, and there you go, right there, Tom Denschel Auto Group, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and they're nowhere near me, but of course you can order online too. Greg, they are near you though, so if you want to buy in person, where do you got to go?
Here we go, getting set to take the green flag. Green, white, checkered attempt number 2. Here in race number 2 of round number 2 of the summer series for the AIRL.
Well, we'll see. I think we'll probably make it this time. I don't think we'll see another green, white, checkered. And then again, we could. We'll just have to wait and see. But the pace trucks still, lights are on. I really figured they would be off by now, but they're not. And now they are. So it looks like we are set and ready to go here for race number 2, the conclusion of race number 2. Before we get to what I think are the favorite here of all the drivers and myself, and well, maybe you too, that is the Super Late Models.
Oh yeah, Super Late Model, easily one of my favorite cars here on the iRacing server. Although me and you were talking before we went on air, Charles, there's another car that we might plant a bug in these guys' ear about maybe running in Season 4. Green flag in the air. We'll see if we can talk them into that later, but the second green-white checkered attempt is on.
Yeah, we definitely would love to see that particular car, and again, we'll talk about that at a later date as it is coming up. We'll see if we get the white flag this time by, and they do cross the line. White flag's in the air. Your CRN, 1 to go. White flag in the air, and right now it is Brett Suggs out front. Caution cannot end this race, but apparently he can get a shot in the shorts. Oh, not going to be enough. Brett Suggs going to hold on to the win.
So both drivers who park in victory lane in the trucks go wire to wire. In overtime finishes, nicely done. Brett Suggs gets the win in race number 2.
And a good run for him for sure. Again, maybe maybe in the next race we'll see somebody come from not off pole. It did happen last week in the super late models. The guy that that started on pole in the final 4th race of the night was not the person that won. It took us that long to get to one. So, hey, it could possibly happen here tonight as well. And I know we'll be talking to our top 3 here in just a moment, but the next lobby is open, so we're going to go ahead and step away, get ready for that, and get ready for the next race. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back as you watch some fireworks here at Langley.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom t-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized, I mean, we'll do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customer and stuff. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees@yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of a break here. We'll be finding out exactly what time they are advancing here in a little bit. Got some new music playing in the background. We'll turn that down just a hair. But we have your top 3 here with us in race number 2. And of course, starting in 3rd place, somewhere he's probably not too familiar with finishing that far back, that is Parker Retzlaff. Parker, you finish in 3rd in race number 2 after a slightly caution-filled events in both of them, but we kind of expected that going into the trucks. Are you looking for these super late models to be maybe a little bit more clean racing?
Yeah, I think it's going to be better than the truck race where the trucks are really tight, so it made people, have to be a lot more patient. I feel like it caused wrecks with how the set drove, but the supers feel better, and I think it'll be a lot cleaner racing.
And we'll pass it down to Greg.
So Parker, you had 2 good, strong runs there in the trucks, but now you're in a car that many people might say is your best car here on the iRacing server, the Super Late model. And you said you were expecting this race to go a little bit differently because of the way the Super Late's handled, but you've been so strong in the Super Late models, not just in this series, but just in general. What is it about this car we're getting ready to see you climb in that you love about this server that makes you so fast?
Just the car that I've done the most laps in, the most practice, and gotten the most familiar with. So I feel like that's what makes me best in this car for myself, and I'm hoping that it can lead into good finishes tonight.
Well, it definitely should, and of course that was the final race of that particular series per se, so quickly give a shout out to the sponsors and who you got to thank.
I gotta thank Ponzi, Ecotrax, Iron Horse Loggers, Grill Ads, Moon Racing for everything they're doing with the series, guys for broadcasting it for everyone to watch, and my parents for everything they do, and Tyler for the whole league.
All right, congrats on 3rd place here tonight. And of course, the driver who he tried to steal his spot and say he took his position on the podium. I'm sure they probably throwing wine bottles at each other or something, or champagne. But that is the 80 of Jacob Harberts. Jacob, you finished 2nd today. Parker's tried to take your position, but you didn't let him have it. So you get 2nd place. And, 2 good finishes in a row. Does it give you a little bit momentum going into the super late models?
Yeah, we were really looking for a good points finish tonight, because at South Boston, well, we finished 2nd in the first race, but got caught up in some wrecks in the 2nd one. So to have 2 second places tonight gives me good momentum, trying to get myself back up in the point standings. So I think I still have a shot at competing for the championship. We just have to be, on the top of our game for these next races coming up.
Definitely do, and we'll pass it to Greg here for his thoughts on it.
And what a fun race that was. And tell us about that last little shot there going into turn number 3. You got right up on the back bumper, took a peek to the inside. Wasn't quite enough, but man, tell us about that last lap.
And I really thought that bump and run was going to be enough. I got a good run off of 2, and was pretty much pushing him out of 2. And when I hit him in turn 3, I almost thought I hit him too hard, but he was able to hold on pretty good to my move, and I got under him down the straightaway, but it just wasn't enough. I needed about 1 more lap, and I think I would have had a real good shot at stealing the win away.
Real quickly before we let you go to practice, sponsors on that car you got to thank.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the guys at LeDuc Matthews Racing for all the things that they do for me, hooking me up with setups and whatnot. And thanks to Moon Racing for sponsoring the race tonight, and Tyler Payne for putting on the league for all of us racing.
All right, well, that was your 2nd place finisher, Jacob Harberts. And, of course, winning is Brett Suggs. Brett, what a race. You held on there. Again, the cautions helped you hold on a little bit, but you held them off every restart. It was a fighting battle. We know restarts are tough as it is, but what was the pressure like on these restarts?
Absolutely. I mean, I was definitely not quick in the truck this week at Langley. Last week, I qualified 2nd for the truck and the super, and it's just something about this track I've never been a big fan of. And then when we get those late race restarts, I got some of the best drivers really on iRacing starting right behind me. So it's a lot of pressure trying to hang on, and I almost threw it away there, that final restart, last couple laps, but luckily we were able to hang on and bring home the win.
Well, definitely did, as we pass it over to Greg.
Yeah, talk a little more about that last restart, because Ryan Matthews got the nose in front of you there going off into turn number 1, but you fought back on the inside. Did you realize that he had gotten the nose in front? You were going to have to give it all you had going into turn number 1 there, or did you just kind of send it in like you had the whole race?
I was pretty much just running my own race. I mean, I knew the only way I'd be able to beat him is if I stayed calm and stayed smooth. But I saw him get a little nose up, and it kind of worried me because if we would have gotten a yellow right there, it would have given him the lead. So I just had to, do what I had to do, kept it clean, and good racing with Jake up there at the end. I blew the final 2 turns by a mile. My head went out the window, and luckily he wasn't able to get around. But good, solid effort. Tried the bump and run, just wasn't enough for him, and able to bring home the win.
Well, as always, like I say with the rest of them, congrats on the win here tonight. And any quick shout outs you want to give, sponsors you need to thank here for the win in race number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out everybody that tunes into my stream on Twitch at BrettSuggs33. I just reached a new milestone goal on the stream today, so it's been pretty awesome to try to grow that department. Also, Brett Suggs Racing Marketing, Ryko Motorsports for literally the best setups I've ever driven on iRacing, as well as the Custom Matco, Lake Norman Power Cleaning, Moon Racing for everything they do for the league, you guys with the killer broadcast every race, and Tyler Payne for putting on a heck of a league.
All right, there you have it. And that is, of course, Brett Suggs, your race winner in race number 2. We have about 3 minutes or so, which means we get the time to get hydrated and get ready for race number 2. So we'll step away, and we'll be right back here in just a moment when the checkered flag drops here in practice with qualifying for the Super Late Models on LSRTV for American iRacing League. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back here as practice has concluded. Qualifying is underway once again, and well, it's gonna be hopefully a little bit cleaner racing, as this is probably your final race here with me for this series anyway, Greg, as obviously you will be going to do your podcast here shortly, and hopefully again this one produces a little bit cleaner racing than the last one. We did hear from the drivers that the setup is handling better, which should entail cleaner racing.
That's what we're hoping for here. 60 laps the distance here in this one, getting set to qualify. We're just getting going right now. David Pollin's on top of the board, 15.645 right now. So after a rough go in the trucks, that's definitely going to help get some momentum going back his way. Maybe we won't be giving him such a hard time.
Yeah, we may have to go easy on him if he can stay up at the top, and you know, definitely, if he can, we'll at least get to talk to him once. Obviously, he does know the team speak because, well, he works for us as well. And does a fine job at announcing as well. Dustin Mombercat out on track in the number 16, and he's a black car in the first race set of races in the trucks, and then it's like totally different. Sunshine and rainbows and doom and gloom. So he's got the black over there, and then he's got the bright blue and white over here in a super late model. So I like the blue and the red and the white a little bit nicer.
Yeah, gotta love the old red, white, and blue. But I gotta say, I like that car on top of the board right now. The pink number 13, as you look at Mario here in the number 41. That car right there, Thomas Axum. You know, pink race cars run pretty prominently in my family, so gotta be a little biased to that. But he's on top of the board right now. Here's Brett Suggs, one of your truck winners, ready to roll and try to get himself another win or two in this one. Dustin Mumperket, winner of the first truck race, sitting in second right now. They're all chasing Thomas Axum, though, in the 13.
Excuse me, yes, they are indeed. As we'll jump over to Cody Knott real quick in the number 26 machine. He is currently 19th fastest, and while we watch qualifying, Greg, I don't get to sit in the booth with you where I can actually talk to you and people can hear me very often, but I can hear it tonight, which leads me, I need to ask you one question, and this is a little off topic from the racing that's going on in hand, and that is, I know, was it several months ago, you said payback was coming to one of your nieces, I believe, with some hot sauce. Did this payback ever transpire?
Kind of. So it's not exactly the revenge I was looking for, but it worked because a couple months ago, I took that same niece to Buffalo Wild Wings, got her some free samples of some hot sauce. What I didn't tell her was I got her the blazing sauce, which is made with Carolina Reaper now. So I kind of got her back a little bit. Not what I intended, but it's there.
Well, there you go. As long as you got something, and it looks like he's going to just shut it down there for Red Slaff, as he is your fastest qualifier. But hey, you know, maybe not what you planned, but what you got is definitely not bad.
When the opportunity arises, you take it.
Yes, you definitely take it. And if the opportunity gets a chance to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, who turns that down anyway? So,
exactly. Matter of fact, I believe I sent you the video of that because I got her reaction on video.
You probably did. And I lose things. There's a good chance I did receive it and just lost it. But qualifying wrapped up here for the most part. It looks like Russell Brown Jr. He did run a 15.712, but unfortunately, the lap did not count. So still Langford is out on track. We'll see where he does stack up as he is back on the track here at the moment. But of course, Ryan Campbell not going to race. So 27 drivers making their way here for the Super Late Models race number 1.
So we get set. About 20 seconds left in qualifying. Enough for Steele Langford to get a lap in. 15.939. Not sure he'll be able to get the second lap, and he's just going to back it down in his Reaper number 33. So Langford will fall in line, kind of the second half of the group here right now. Parker Retzlaff on top of the board at a 15.557. Thomas Axum going to make up the front row with him as the time has expired. Retzlaff will lead him to green. Axum on the front row. That's going to be good news for Retzlaff because both pole sitters tonight have won the race. Dustin Mumbercat and David Polins make up the second row. RS Center, we did not see him in the trucks earlier. He will start fifth with T-Pain on the outside. Jake Perkins, a rough go in the trucks, looking to bounce back, qualifies seventh. Tony Quattro's great effort in eighth. Mario and KWJ round out the top 10.
Yeah, and 11th place on is going to be Jake Sylvia, Ryan Polens in 11th and 12th, followed by Eric Steele and Brett Suggs, looking to see if he can do good here tonight in the Super Late Models as well. Ronald Cole, Tanner, I believe that's Burge, Joshua Butler, Eric Sellers, Steele Langford, Kyle Fowler, Wally Wilson, Cole Quinton, Eric, again, we never did get a pronunciation, and we're assuming it's Pamasco. Eric Pamasco in the 471. Cody Knott, Corey Williams, Steve Norrish, and Russell Brown Jr. going to round out your field.
27 strong to take the green flag here at Langley. We are rolling behind the Ford Mustang pace car. Back to the Mustang after the truck led him around. Retzlaff and Axum on the front row here. Axum did not race in the truck series. Retzlaff did a couple of top 5 finishes for him, including the podium in the second, looking to get himself back in victory lane in the Super Late Models, a series that he dominated season 3 here on LSRTV. You can catch that in the archives. We get set for round number 3 of the night, of round number 2, the first of 2 60-lap Super Late Model races coming up here.
Yeah, 2 60-lap races. Unfortunately, I get to cover the second one by myself, as unfortunately you've got to take care of other obligations, and hopefully no rolling power outages for you, and you are able to make it back to the Northwest Cup Series for, I believe it would say 80 laps at Pocono is what we have on the schedule.
Yeah, 80 laps of distance at Pocono tonight, but we got 60 on tap at Langley for the Super Lates, and we're green.
We are green indeed, as we'll see how this one goes. Again, the American iRacing League, and caution is out quickly.
No, that didn't take long at all, did it?
It did not take long at all, and it's going to be Jake Silva going around, as we'll take a look at a Pulse Popper instant replay, and it came out instantly as a yellow flag waved here, and already you see 59 laps to go, as we've already technically logged 1 lap. It's under caution, and we'll see what happened here on the replay. And I think some
right
guys
there, out of the gate,
somebody didn't get going, and somebody got going a little too fast, and they just wadded up the whole back of the field.
Now, to me, that contact there between Mario and Silvio almost looked like a little bit of net code there, as I thought I saw some daylight between the 2 cars. But there's definitely contact on the get-go. But we're under caution for the first time, and Retzlaff leads the way. Retzlaff in the 42, set to take the green flag here. Axum, Mumbercat, Poland center your top 5 right now, Charles. Early in the 60-lapper here at Langley.
Yeah, it's going to be one, hopefully this goes more green than it does caution. But again, the trend has been cautions again here tonight, and that's just unfortunate how it goes. Again, when it comes to short track racing, you expect to see several cautions. You hope for not too many, but you do prepare for them. And that's just, what these drivers have to prepare for too, that, you're going to have to gain a lot of spots in a little bit of time before the next caution comes out. So you definitely have to work your tail off trying to get those spots.
And especially at a track like Langley, where it's so difficult to pass just because of the quickness of the laps that click away here. So difficult to be able to size them up. It can take you 2-3 laps to make a pass. Even when you set it up, it can take 2 or 3 laps. Green flag in the air, and Retzlaff with a great jump there in the 42. He talked about it in his truck interview earlier. He has more laps in this car than any other car on iRacing, showing why as he leads the way early over Axiom and now Mumbaket, number 16.
Yeah, Mumbaket trying to hang in there. You go a little bit further back to RS Center, David Polin's Quadros, and we got a caution out again, and this time for Wally Wilson.
So a second caution already on lap number 7. Colts Poppers instant replay. Coming up here, we'll take another look at it.
And, you know, these guys are hoping that this does not turn into a caution fest. This is what drug this race out to about 3 hours last week, was the fact that they were having a lot of cautions, and that has carried over one more time, and looks like he just tried to shove it down through the apron into a hole that just was not there.
And unfortunately, that's a common trend with short track racing. We talked about it in the trucks. It's like a cage fight going on here at Langley at a small track like this. Not at all surprised to see that's how this one's starting off.
You know, the question everyone's got to be asking themselves, if you're anybody but Retzlaff, if you're Axum, Mombercat, Center, Polens, Quadros, Payne, White Jr., even Perkins and Polens, Ryan Polens down in the rear of this, or top 10, but not in the front. What do you have to do if we do not get a long green flag run, or for that matter, if we can't get more than, 2 or 3 laps on a green flag run? What do you got to do to gain some positions here? Are you just going to have to lick the stamp, send it, and, just pull the trigger and gun it on these starts and gain every position you can very quickly? Because that seems to be the only way you're going to be able to advance here tonight.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you're going to be able to, given the trend of the night so far, is you got to click the send button as soon as you take that green flag. Just with the cautions being there already. Now, the officials are not going to want to see that. The officials want to see you click away some green flag laps. But with the way this race has unfolded so far and the way that truck race, both of them unfolded, you got to just go for it here, I think. You just got to stand on it and try to gain as many as you can.
Yeah, you definitely have to do something. The question is what? Meanwhile, green flag is back out, and we are racing one more time, and they are starting to stack them up a little bit here in the front, and they're really stacking them up in the back. We'll check on that if we get enough green flag laps to do so. But that's Tyler Payne in the 18 machine. He's going to get by... yes, he is going to get by the 110 of RS Center, and we are still green, and that is good to see. As we have one on pit road, that's Eric Pamasco, but he is out of harm's way, so he will just pull it to the pits. And right now, you got a good battle going on between Perkins, Center, and Suggs.
Battle on the racetrack right now. Brett Suggs, winner of truck race number 2. Trying to make his way up. Quadros also beginning to make a charge up. Taking a couple laps away here. Quadros, contact between him and Tanner Burge. He goes down into the infield there with Kevin White Jr. and we're going to be able to stay green. But 2 drivers up there in the top 10 battling for that spot are now going to be well outside the top 20 as the caution is out once again.
And this time, trying to figure out who it's for. There it is right there. The 24 of Ronald Cole. We take a look and see what happened. And another Pulse Poppers instant replay. Let's see again what happened between the 24 and possibly someone else. There's a 33 around him, as well as the 5, and there's those two duking it out. Meanwhile, that is no bearing on this one. You see the 5 of Kyle Fowler And again, you know, I don't know if Kyle Fowler maybe came up, but it looked like maybe the 24 came down a little bit because Kyle Fowler was just going into the corner at the time.
That's the thing with Langley is that you're only pointed straight for maybe a second each straightaway. You're turning pretty much the entire time you're at this racetrack. So if you mistime that corner exit or corner entry, even by just a hair, it can result in disaster as we see it strike there once again. Retzlaff's leading. He's again led every lap thus far, but Axum has not given him any breathing room in that pink car. The green 471 is a lap down. Will most likely be receiving the lucky dog.
It's still again 42 laps to go in this race. It's hopefully again we're hopeful that it's going to turn around and go in the opposite direction. That is of course green flag racing.
So here we go. 1/3 of the way going to be in the books by the time we go back to green here. Lights still on the pace car, so we'll be inside of 2/3 distance. 60 lap main event, working lap number 20 right now. Looks to be about lap 22 when we take the green flag. Retzlaff has led them all thus far. Axum second, Mumpercat third, Plins and Payne your top 5.
We'll see again. Man, you know, I would really not want to be race control right now, having to talk to these drivers, telling them to calm down. Eventually it's going to just be knock it off at some point during this race.
So we'll see if that unfolds. Saw 2 very aggressive truck races. Now we're seeing another aggressive one here in the super lates. But again, not surprised. This is a bull ring, one of the smallest tracks on the server. Not at all surprised to see this race going this way.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I don't even know what to say. We got 40 laps to go here in race number 1 of 2 here for the super late models. And we'll see if we can clock some laps off. Greg, you might actually be able to hang around here for the part of the next race. But again, it all comes down to how this one goes, and a few more cautions, and we are definitely sinking that ship on you getting to stay for the second one, or at least a little bit of it. But maybe
we'll see. It also depends on that time window that I gave the podcast that I got. But they are recording right now. I called in on a phone. I told them when I would most likely be available, so it also depends on that time window when I get the phone call to say, hey, time to go. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully we can click off as many as we can.
Yeah, it would be perfect if it timed right in the middle of the intermission. That would be terrific. But again, this is all, you know, the juggling life of a broadcaster and announcer. That's just how it goes sometimes. Right now, Parker Retzlaff out front leading this race, followed by Axum, Momberket, and Payne and Suggs going to be your top 5. And we got a caution coming, it looks like. And we do, and it's going to involve Eric Steele in the 132.
So we'll take a look at a Pulse Poppers replay. See what happened here. Looking at Eric Steele in the 132. Stuck on the outside there.
Oh, I think he just got a little sideways there. I don't know if there was a whole lot of contact. You don't see a whole lot of damage to the side of the car, so I think they just got in there a little hot and got it a little loose. So, you know, again, question to see how it goes. It's just been a caution fiasco here the last couple of weeks. These guys have got to calm down a little bit if they want to see some green flag racing.
And unfortunately, that could also begin to reflect on other aspects of the series as well. Again, we've seen some tempers flaring in the AIRL in the past. I got to watch that finale at the Vegas Bull Ring a couple of weeks ago from that previous season, and there was a lot of tempers flaring on that one. So remember, we talked about it in the trucks. Memories carry over.
Yeah, definitely memories carry over. These guys remember what happened to them in the last time you were around someone. You know, and it's a weird memory thing with racers. You know, they'll remember it if it was 10 years ago to race, whatever it may be. You know, if you wrecked them, you know, last year in an official race in January, no, they'll remember that. So it doesn't matter if it was in the series, a league, official, wherever it was, they will remember it.
Can confirm. I remember the name from 16 months from the moment that we got in an altercation in a legend race to a moment we got on the same track in a street stock race. 16-month difference, and I remember the name as soon as it popped up on my screen.
Well, I can confirm too. I mean, I never made it mad because I was just a good driver, but that was a big lie. But I didn't actually race that much on iRacing when I got here. And there for a while I did, but then it kind of fizzled out, went to broadcasting. But well, let's see. These guys, however, have been racing quite a bit. We're going to be 29 laps to go when we take the green flag.
So we'll see how it all unfolds. We're halfway this time by 31 going to be in the books. Green flag in the air. Second half of the race underway. Retzlaff leads. Axum second. They've been that way the entirety of this race. Mumpet and Payne right now. And then Brett Suggs, who's up 9 positions right now, trying to get fourth right now. He's the biggest mover in that green number 33.
Oh!
That's not going to help. There's contact, and we got ourselves a big one.
Yeah, that is a huge one. And there's the caution. Caution is out for the umpteenth time. It's like 12, 15, something like that by now. As we are set to see the replay here for Pulse Poppers replay. And for the first time, the caution up front. They've been towards the back. But you're about to see right here just some drivers getting squeezed into each other and into the wall.
Someone got some airtime. I think it was the 18 of Payne got a little bit of hang time on the wall. Take a look right there. There's the initial contact. And yeah, right there you see Payne get up on 2 wheels. And then Collins, again, going and mowing the grass. Second time today.
Yeah, he is. And he's loving mowing that grass there. So unfortunate for him. This time he didn't get quite as much damage, thank goodness. So he will have to try to rebound from that one with 26 laps to go. Parker Retzlaff out front. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as you're watching the American iRacing League. This, of course, Is round number 2, presented by Moon Racing, specializing in late model parts service and car building. So make sure you check them out. And apparently we have just lost overlays again. So if you are the creator of ATVO, fix your stuff. Your stuff is broken. Please fix it. Sorry, frustrated because of the cautions, and ATVO, you're paying the price for it. So fix your stuff. Give us an update. It is broken. Everything keeps crashing, and it's your fault. I mean,
oh boy.
It's not my fault. I'm not the builder of it.
Green flag in the air as we're going to have our producer drink a sip of water here. Get ready to go. Red slap, Axum, breakaway. Top 2. Bumper Cat. Butler now up in the 4th on that restart. He's going to lose his spot now. The Steel Langford, who's worked his way up to 4th place now from the 19th position. How about Cole Quinton up there in that black and red number 51 on your picker? Number 18 on screen. He is cracking the top 5 after starting outside of the top 20 here. He takes the way through this one now. 40 down, 20 to go in race number 1 of the Supers.
Yeah, it's definitely been a good race with the top bar back up for you. Again, now that we're getting here, maybe we'll get some green flag racing in here for the final few laps as you see some good racing, and that's going to be a negative. We've got cars going around. Caution is out. Cody not in the number 26.
Pulse Poppers instant replay.
Greg, we may not finish this race before you have to go.
It'll be close. It will be close. We'll see.
We'll see here. We may pull Linz out of the race if we have to. And there you see a little bit. We'll see. This just seems to me like people driving out of their you-know-where. And you see right there, that's just looks like... I want to see. Watch this replay. Let's go to the drone view.
Started about a lap earlier.
And watch ahead of the 26. You'll see right here the 28. Actually behind. Sorry. And you'll see just the blue 28. I think it was a 28. And you'll see right here, just going below the apron, pushing cars up. The 33 pushing cars up. And it's right there. Just the 28 just driving way too aggressive. And, that kind of checked everyone up. And then this happened as they went 3 and 4 wide. I think it's becoming a big problem that we're seeing is people are trying to drive below that apron, and it's just not working. So, maybe the big yellow line, that's the do not cross line, maybe we should not cross that, because that seems to be the issue that we're seeing here is people are getting way too aggressive, getting below that yellow line, and then they're shoving up into cars ahead of them and causing cautions.
And it's not done yet because we still have about 15 laps to go this time by.
That's if we stay green and don't have a green light checkered and go into like 70 or 80 laps.
At the rate we're going right now, I'm going to say that's probably what's about to happen.
Well, definitely, let's hope that does not happen. As, the thing is, you can't fault the league. The league's doing what they have. Race control is doing what they need to do. They're calling the cautions. They're sending the drivers to the back. When you have a caution fest or a wreck fest like this, there's really only one culprit that comes down to. It's the drivers. And we got into this debate the other day as the lights are off. The drivers try to blame the setup, and the setup builders blame the drivers. But at the end of the day, you know this as well as I do. The setup can be great. The setup can be garbage. It can be the worst thing on the planet. Everybody's on the same setup. You drive what you're given. Just like dirt track racing, you race the track. Everybody's on the same thing. You just have to learn how to get around with that setup. So we'll see. And we heard the setup was good. So this just means people are overdriving it.
Just trying to get to the front because they've seen how the race has unfolded, and it's what we talked about. Stand on the gas and try to get as many spots as you can, and that's causing this over-aggression here. As Retzlaff breaks away again over Axum. Crowd is getting a little restless too. I'm seeing a couple fans beginning to chirp with each other over down up in the higher levels of the grandstands right now. So fans getting a little chippy as well here late in the race. We still have 60 laps after this as we close in. 10 to go this time.
Yeah, we still have plenty of laps left to go in this race. And then, of course, like you said, in the next race as well, it is nowhere near over. We'll be waiting to see how it all pans out. And we may have Sam Dyer coming. I messaged him and said, hey, could you hop in for the last race? And he said, I've got 27 laps left in my race. I said, well, that's good because we got 95 at the time. So we have way more than you do. We'll see if he's able to join. Not sure what track he's at. It could be a bigger track, so that could take a while.
The race just started.
Yeah, probably. That wouldn't be somebody's luck, but we'll see. We are 9 laps to go. Let's make it 8 right there at the line. Parker Retzlaff out front, and we'll talk to these top 3 drivers, or at least I will. We'll see if you're still here or not, but I think the trends talk's going to be the same. It was a caution-filled race. That's whoever gets out front stays out front. That pretty much sums up how this race has gone so far, as we have 7 laps to go.
Coming to 6. Here at Langley. Here's the thing, if we stay green, it'll be good to go. Problem is if that yellow flag comes out once again, that pesky yellow flag and those dreaded LRCs. Retzlaff leading the way, 5 laps to go.
Yeah, 5 to go for Retzlaff, and this is the longest green flag run we've had. Knock on wood, we don't jinx that one. We'll just have to wait and see, but it really plays into the product, the fact that these guys have just gotten spread out. As there you see now 4 laps to go. This is where the battling's going on. This is where the cautions could potentially be, as they're still beating and banging towards midfield. They are nowhere near done with each other.
And that's just going to carry over. I'm going to be recording the podcast, but I might have this on my screen ready or watching for this last one, because I'm looking forward to this second race to see what happens in that one. But 2 laps to go here.
Now 2 laps to go for Parker Retzlaff out front, followed by Axum behind him and Mombercat. So we're seeing 2 of the 3. Axum, a new driver, but we're about to find out if he can possibly get the win, because there it is. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go, and there it is, officially the white flag, and nothing can end this race but the checkered flag. The first time that we have not had a green-white checkered here tonight, and it's going to be Parker Retzlaff picking up the win here in race number 1 for the Super Late Models, followed by Axum and Mombercat. We'll be talking to those top 3 here momentarily, hopefully. If we get them in here. I know Mombercat and Retzlaff do have communication radios. Not sure on Thomas Axum. We haven't talked to him before. And as always, we'll go ahead and show you your top 10 here in this race. It is Parker Retzlaff, Thomas Axum, Dustin Mombercat, Steele Langford, Cole Quinton, Joshua Butler, Wally Wilson, Kevin White Jr., Mario Ercolini, and Eric Steele going to be your top 10 drivers here in that race. That being said, I believe we got a couple of our drivers popping into circulation, and not sure who this is, but we'll find out if TeamSpeak user happens to be one of our top 3 drivers. But we do have some of our drivers, and we're going to pull those results up one more time so we can go ahead and show where everyone is. And apparently, it looks like possibly Greg has to step away and do his podcast duties. But finishing in third place, someone we talked to quite a bit, that is Dustin Momberket. Dustin, you get third place here tonight in what can only be described as a caution-filled race number 1. Again, do you hope this, obviously you do, the second race maybe turns it around and we don't see so many cautions?
Yeah, I do. I feel like the long green flag runs, if and when they ever come, would really show the story of how the competition is in this league, or how people are, and it would just it would really show who has the speed on the long run and who can just run 2 laps.
Yeah, it definitely is, and we talked about it. Yeah, you know, this isn't really about racing at this point. This is about the run and gun. You run, gain a few spots, and then a caution comes out, so maybe race number 2 will be better. But we know you need to get out there and practice a little bit, so we're going to keep it short for you. That being said, any sponsors you need to thank on that car here for the third place finisher tonight?
Yeah, first and foremost, I really want to thank Dante Curtis Designs. He painted this thing this week, and it turned out really good. I really, really like it. It stands out really good, and Dante Curtis did a really good job on it, so I can't thank him enough. Leduc Matthews Racing, Devon Morgan Enterprises, Russell Brown Race Cars, Shaw Motorsports, just everyone. Thank you.
Well, and of course, finishing in second place here, that is Thomas Axum. We haven't got to talk to Thomas here for the first time tonight. You finish in second place, same kind of thing. Do you think if we'd have had a long green flag run, maybe you could have had a run at Parker there? We just didn't get that long green flag run.
Yeah, a long green flag run definitely could have made things more interesting. I was definitely very good in the first 30 laps of the race on the restarts, and then once the tires got warm, I just started lighting them up. But shout out to Dustin right there for just letting me in, trying to get something going, see if we can train through. But this second race can be a lot more fun, having the fast guys come from right in the middle and making their way to the front. It's going to be very interesting.
It'll definitely interesting, and same thing, we gotta let you go practice for this second 60-lap race. Before we do, thank those sponsors. Anyone you want to just give a shout out to for the second place finish here?
Thank you, sir. Shout out to Peter Bernier watching this thing, holding it down through these yellows. Sucks, but once we get some green flag racing, then we're gonna get a dub and park Bernier's car. Shout out to RS Center Studio 10 Wraps. Car looks beautiful every week. Excited for my modified league tomorrow night. Think it'll be beautiful modified matching this car. Shout out to the Moon sponsor for this week. I heard it's the local Dominion parts guy. So shout out to them for sponsoring this. Shout out to Tyler Payne, and shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast.
All right, again, congrats on second place and getting the win in race number 1. That is, of course, going to be Parker Retzlaff. Parker, no surprise to be seeing you in victory lane here tonight for race number 1. However, you know, not the way you possibly expect to be getting it. It really just came down to nobody could get a run at you to even really give you a shot, but you still held them off on the restarts. We got about 20 seconds, so what was that race like? What are you hoping to get out of race number 2?
Yeah, I mean, it was just all about restarts. The whole race is basically just restart after restart. So I had to just be basically perfect for Momberket and Axum on every restart, and I did it. The sets are really tight for my liking, so I'm struggling a little bit more than I felt like I was gonna, but I think I got some stuff figured out, and I'm gonna go into race 2 and hopefully be better.
Well, we definitely look forward to you're about to grid. Quick, thank those sponsors.
I gotta thank Ponzi, EcoTrax, Iron Horse Loggers, Grill Ads. My parents are always supporting me. You guys for broadcasting at Moon Racing, and Tyler for the league.
All right, well, good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you again here in a bit. All right, again, Greg had to step away here for just a bit. We'll see if he makes it back here in just a little bit. Again, your grid basically going to be the same here, except this time it's going to be your top 8 inverted from how they finished in the last race. So your grid will be like this. First, all the way down to 27th place, going to be Kevin White Jr., Wally Wilson, Joshua Butler, Cole Quinton, Steele Langford, Dustin Momberket, Thomas Axum, Parker Retzlaff, Mario Urkulani, Eric Steele, Jake Sylvia, Tony Quadros, RS Center, Ryan Polens, who we're going to talk about here in just a second, Tanner Burge, Tyler Payne, Jake Perkins, David Polens, Russell Brown Jr., Cody Knott, Ronald Cole, Steve Norsh. Got the hiccups that are going on. Eric Pamasco, Brett Suggs, Eric Sellers, Corey Williams, and Kyle Fowler are going to be rounding out your field. And we got word that didn't realize this. Ryan Plans actually works for Dave Moon at Moon Racing there. And a nice looking ride as Wells will zoom in on it if we can. There we go. We're zoomed in as much as we can. Thank you, cameraman. You're great. And looking nice. And they're liking the orange and black and white on that number 25 machine of Ryan Plins. It's definitely a good driver. Ryan Plins, obviously with David Plins. And we'll see how he does here in race number 2. But Kevin White Jr. going to be your pole sitter here for race number 2. With that invert means he started or finished in 8th in race number 1. But we'll just keep a close eye on this entire field. Whoever's been out front so far has finished first. Nobody being able to pass anybody here so far, and the green flag is out. We'll see how long it stays. And there it is. Caution is out, and it's Steve Norsh going to be involved in this one. And it looks like we have another driver involved as well, Mario Urkulani involved in it. Let's go back and take a look as the caution comes out on the original start here for race number 2 on the 4th race of the night, 2nd race for this car, and the twin race number 2 for the super late models. Caution coming out about as quickly as the green flag did, if not a little bit quicker. And we'll see what happened to 2 drivers, Mario Urkulani and Steve Norris. And right there you see what exactly happened. Didn't even make it to the line to take the green flag before the caution came out. Oh, unfortunate for them. And it's just one of those deals. And we're showing Kevin White Jr. at the rear of the field, although he's being scored. And no, we just have some guys a lap down. I stand corrected. We got a couple of guys back there, the 19 and looks like the 33. That is Corey Williams and Brett Suggs at the tail end of the lead lap right now. The caution is out. Kevin White Jr. is your leader. And again, will the trend continue is the question. That's what we're really waiting to see at this point. Is so far we are 3 for 3. Whoever started on the pole has won the race, just for the sheer fact that we've had quite a few cautions and no one's been able to mount a run and try to get by. That will be what we're looking for here when the race is going. Could we see for the first time tonight a long 20 to 30 lap run where potentially somebody could mount a run on Kevin White Jr. like Joshua Butler, Wally Wilson, Still Langford, Cole Quinton, Thomas Axum, who we know was good in the first one, Dustin Mombercat or Parker Retzlaff. These guys are definitely going to give everything they have here in twin race number 2, your second 60 lap race. And there it is, 56 laps to go. Green flag is back out. There's gonna be 55 to go as they took the green. We'll see how long this one goes. Hopefully it stays clean and green. They're stacking about 3 wide back here, and that is not what they want to see. Parker Retzlaff right dead square in the middle of all this chaos that is happening. The Hornet's Nest, that is about 5th through 8th place right now. Retzlaff going to take it to the bottom. He crosses that solid yellow line, but he keeps it going in the right direction. We stay green. And right now, this is where the battle's at. You got all the way back to Tyler Payne, who is diving there. And you see everybody's diving below that yellow line. And again, we fear that is causing a little bit of the problem here As these guys get too far below it, they push up and try to get into there. And we know the 28, that is Tony Quattros, was being fairly aggressive in that last race, going well below that yellow line and coming back up and caused an incident on that race. We'll see if it happens in this one, but so far they're doing a fantastic job. A good battle going on, and we got somebody falling back. Cole Quinton in the 51 machine, 18 on your screen, as he's going to fall deep back into this field from 3rd to 9th place in just half a lap. The question is, will it stay green? So far, we've had 7 green flag laps. That is the most of the night. As again, we are having some serious overlay issues. ATVO, please fix your software. If you are listening, it is broken. It is junk. Please fix it. As we are having major issues during broadcast, and this is really irritating me as a producer here. So please fix your broken software so that we don't have to wait 10 minutes just for this software to boot up while the racing is going on. That being said, the race is going on here at the moment. As you can see, 47 laps to go here in this race, and we've had a nice green flag run here so far, and that is good. That's what these guys need. As Kevin White Jr. still out front, he is leading this one. Wally Wilson hanging on to second, followed by Thomas Axum, Retzlaff, and Mombercat, who have moved from 7th, 8th, and 9th to 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They're moving their way up very quickly in this second and final race. 45 laps to go. Warsaw said and done. We got a little battle going on back here. Cole Quinn, Eric Steele, Jake Silva, all battling right at the moment for 8th, 9th, and 10th on track. And woo, a little bit of shot there, and that's going to be one going around. That is Cole Quinton. And no, sorry, Jake Silva that goes into the grass. He gets a shot. He'll go around, and depending on how he re-enters the track, that will pretty much determine if we get a caution or not. We do not. We stay racing here as we got a little bit of a battle going on, and it looks like Mombercat going around. No. Who is that? That is Wally Wilson going around. No caution yet for this one either. He's going to have to whip this around, and right about there, caution is out. So caution out one more time here for the Pulse Poppers replay, and these guys are picking it up right now, as this is only like the second caution of this race with 42 laps to go. Much better than the first race. Wally Wilson, though, having a little bit of contact there, and my guess is the 13 may have been involved in this one, and yes, right there gives him just a hard lick in the shorts. And then, of course, looks like David Polins getting involved in it as well. Again, I don't think that it looked like possibly Wally Wilson checked up big time going into the corner a lot more than Thomas Axum in that 13 thought he was going to, and just gave him into it. You could definitely tell it was a hard shot, and usually those mean just didn't know he was going to check up that much. We've watched Thomas here for 2 races now. We, based on what we see, don't see him being a dirty driver. Just contact was made, but again, short track racing, the driver checks up a little bit more than the driver behind him thinks they're going to, and at that point, contact is made. Parker Retzlaff trying to work his way up. Mombercat as well. Axum in second. So this could be our first race now where somebody who does not start on pole manages to walk away with a win. 39 laps to go. Going to be about 36 or so when we take the green flag. And just a lap or two. All right, lights are off on the pace car. They're going to double file up one more time. Race control, nah, they made caution free. That's exactly. Race control may contemplate putting these guys single file if they get too many more cautions. It's kind of like they did to you in little, what is it, elementary school? They put your boy, girl on the track. In this case, they do single file. We'll see if that comes to it. But we're going to be 36 laps to go. Green flag back in the air here for the American iRacing League. Round 2 presented by Moon Racing. We'll give you a little bit more about that. Again, ATVO, fix your software. It is broken. If you are out there watching, your software is crashing. It is broke. Please fix it. As now the caution is out, we have no idea what the caution was for. Thanks to ATVO in apparently feeling the need to just crash every 5 minutes. So this one gonna look like it's for Tyler Payne involved, as well as David Polens, Russell Brown Jr., Josh Cole, and Jake Sylvia potentially involved in this one. Again, we apologize for the overlays crashing. Unfortunately, apparently ATVO is a pile of crap and does not work, so we do apologize for that. But the caution is out with 34 laps to go. We got 2 more laps in the books, and well, maybe they'll get this all sorted out here in the next, well, whenever, and we can have some steady working overlays that do not crash on us. Until then, we just have to kind of deal with it. But the caution is out. Kevin White Jr. out front. Again, he has been out front since the start of this race due to the invert. Finished 8th in the first one, and then in this one, he is finishing probably going to finish in the lead. Again, there's just not enough time. We had a really good green flag run there for a little bit, where, of course, you saw Retzlaff Mommercat able to catch up. Thomas Axon was able to get up there as well. He's now back in 25th, so he might have been involved in that caution as well. Again, didn't have a chance to go back and look at it due to overlays deciding they did not want to work. Thanks to ATVO for that. So we didn't get a chance to go back and look. But we'll see as we're under caution right now with White Jr. out front. Green flag back in the air one more time. 31 laps to go on the books is all we have left here, and we'll see. We got them beating and banging all the way back in the middle to rear of this field, and they are also beating and banging up at the front. But right now 30 laps has to go. There goes the 25. That is Ryan Polins. The 14 goes around, and caution is out once again, and this time it is called on the 14 of Tanner Burge. As we go back and take a look and see what happened here for this particular Pulse Poppers instant replay. As you see right there, the 110 was already getting loose, spinning around, and he gets it saved. And you'll see right here the 14. Not sure if he gave a little love tap to the 25, and he does right there. The 14 gave a shot to Ryan Polins in the 25, so Burge gives a shot to Polins, and then in return, he just accidentally, someone else ran into him as well. So circle of life, what goes around comes around. He gave a shot, he got a shot, and both of them go around, and the caution is out here with 28 to go. All right, lights are off one more time. 25 laps to go when we take the green flag this time by. Right there again, green flag is out, and we are racing here for the, well, fifth or sixth time we've had a caution. We haven't had near as many as we had, and I expect to soon. Caution is out. Mario Urkelani and Cody not involved in this one as we go back to take a look at a Pulse Poppers replay here quickly after the caution comes out, and you're going to see part of the pace lap here. As again, this involves the 41 and the 26, Mario Urkelani and Cody Knott. In that 26, Mario Urkelani in the 41, and not sure what happened here, but Mario Urkelani was a little off pace, and they were beating and banging well in front of him, and Cody Knott actually got a shot from someone, and he went around, so caution does come out. Still, Kevin White Jr. is your race leader at the moment, and due to cautions, nobody's been able to get by him. All right, lights are off on the pace car, which means we will go racing with 19 laps to go here in your second race for the Super Late Models, fourth race of the night here for the American iRacing League. This is the final race of the night. Green flag is back in the air. We are racing one more time, and we'll just see how this one pans out. And caution flag is out as we just get started, and it's going to be this time for Tanner Burge. We take another look at a Pulse Poppers instant replay. Pulse Poppers getting their money's worth here tonight. Make sure if you feel like you want to sponsor the channel, well, there you go. You get lots of exposure. We'll talk about you as much as we can here on the channel. And this one's going to be Tanner Burge, and now looks like Wally Wilson is out of the race as well. We'll see what happened to the 14. He was lagging back just a little bit there. Not sure if he was trying to get a run or something happened in front of him, and no, he just quit. He just straight quit. He's had enough of it here, it looks like. He just pulls it to the infield and says, I'm done. So, Wally Wilson and Russell Brown Jr. Looks like have been out of the race. Looks like Wilson just recently out. Burge, he just saw the caution and said, the heck with it, I'm out of here, I'm done. Parked it in the trailer, and he is gone for the night. As he said, adios amigo, I'm out. He set you on the flip side, SA, and he done. So we'll see. Well, unfortunately, we won't see him here tonight, but he's done. You know, Can't fault him too much. He is currently, well, halfway to IHOP by now. He's going to go get him some early breakfast, late dinner, whatever you want to call it, depending on where he is at the moment. But now 16 laps to go, make it 15 at the line. We are under caution one more time. Of course, we do want to thank the sponsors here for tonight, and that being Moon Racing, specializing in late model parts, service, and car building. Dave Moon can get you whatever you need and whatever you need to find to get you into a victory lane. So make sure you head them up today. That is Dave Moon from Moon Racing. Definitely check them out, specializing in late model parts service and, of course, car building. Green flag is back in the air one more time, or two or three, just depending on how many options we have. 15 to go. Now make it 14, as it has been pretty much all Kevin White Jr. out front leading this thing. Again, that's just because we haven't had a long green flag run, and the one we did that was about 20 to 25 laps, well, that allowed, you see right there, Retzlaff Momberket to get up to him, and unfortunately, Axum, something happened, and of course, our overlays crashed thanks to ATVO, and that happened. And oh, a nice shot there from Retzlaff. He gives him a shot in the shorts to Kevin White Jr. It's now 12 laps to go. We're going to be winding down very quickly here. We'll see if this one rounds down. Right now, if you're Retzlaff or Momberket, you want a long green flag run. You want to be able to run down Kevin White Jr. You just don't have the passing ability, and the caution comes out, and this time it's going to be for David Plins and possibly Corey Williams, but for sure David Plins, and he is going to pull it to the infield, and he may just be done here tonight as well. We'll see. He is pulling it into the pit road, but a Pulse Poppers instant replay back out on track one more time. We'll see what happens here. And the 33 of David Plins involved in this one. Again, not sure. He's kind of not by himself, but he doesn't have a whole lot around him. And right there, just gives a shot to the 19. Just gets in a little bit too deep and spins it around on his own. So a little bit of contact between the 19 and the 33. That is Corey Williams and David Plins. And David Plins is just going to pull it in the pit road and now go backwards on pit road. So I'm not sure. He's trying to get into a pit stall, I would imagine. But we have 9 laps to go with right now. Your leader is Kevin White Jr. Again, it's just come down to nobody has been able to get by him. And that's just the way it's been all race long. The trend is no green flag runs, really, and just nobody being able to pass. That being said, we did have a nice, good 20 to 25 lap run a little while ago, and that set up Retzlaff and Momberket and Axum while he was up there for a good green flag run and able to make something happen. But then as soon as it happened, a caution came out, and it kind of shut that door on these guys again. So they've got to find a way to get those machines back up to the front. Oh, 7 to go. Going to be 6 at the line. The lights are off on the pace car here tonight, and we'll just have to wait and see how they go. And the lights are off on the pace car. Will we see a green-white checkered? Will we see a caution come out here quickly? Or will we see it go green to the end? Those are all the questions that are unanswered here at the moment in twin race number 2 with 6 to go here in the second race. 60 laps was on the schedule, and we are trucking through this run right now. Shot after shot after shot. Caution is out, and this time it is going to be for the 18 of Tyler Payne. We go back and take a look at a Pulse Poppers instant replay, and we still are not into green-white checkered territory at the moment, or at least not overtime at green-white checkered. We may be in green-white checkered, but not into overtime at this point, and we'll see what happened here with Tyler Payne. They stack up the field behind him. There was already wrecking going on back there, and that is not what brought out the caution, though. Is 218 side by side, and not sure from that angle if the 28 came down or if the 18 went up. We'll take a look here from the blimp view, or the drone in this case, and of course presented by All American Pools. We'll see. You're watching again the 20 or the 28 in the blue one up there, and also keep an eye on that is Tony Quattros in the 18 of Tyler Payne, that white 18 on the bottom. You'll see everybody just trying to gun it, get stacked up a little bit, and they come into the corner here in just a moment. You'll see Tyler Payne in the white number 18, and right there, yeah, just the 28 just comes down right on top of his nose and collects him, and around he goes, and he's going to go to the back as well. So both Tyler Payne and Tony Quattros going to the back, a little bit probably, in my opinion, feel more like the 28 came down just a little bit, and he is actually at the rear of the field. Of course, obviously Tyler Payne involved in the caution as well, so he was sent by iRacing to the rear, and Tony Quattros sent by the race control. We are now at 3 laps to go. Lights are still on, so now we are officially into overtime here, as we'll have about 65 laps completed when it's all said and done. All right, lights are off on the pace car. It's going to be green, white, checkered overtime attempt number 1 here tonight. Well, the question remains is, will we see overtime number 2 and 3, or will this race end under this one? We'll find out. Green flag is out, and we are racing one more time. Again, it all comes down to the drivers here, as we're going to be coming to get the white flag this time by. So far, clean and green on overtime attempt number 1, and it's going to come right down to it, and it looks like we will get it officially. We're waiting on it. There it is. White flag is in the air. 1 to go, presented by CRN. Nothing's going to end this race. We're going 3 wide, and oh man, they are beating and banging, as Kevin White is going to end up getting wrecked. And we'll see who comes away with the win when it's all said and done, as it's gonna be still Langford that actually gets it, because we're overtime. It does not update live, as wow, he got just annihilated there at the finish. We have to go back and look and see. Still Langford getting the win here, as it's an instant replay here, followed by Jake Perkins and Ryan Polins. Awful finish, not the way he wanted to go, and you can see right here, and oh man, just totally just ran over your race leader. We'll take one more look at this. This is on the replay. Again, you're watching the 33 or 233 of Steele Langford, and you're about to see what got him to victory lane here. You got the 38 up there, just trying to hang on of Kevin White Jr., and just unfortunately not what he wanted to do here tonight. And you can see right there, just the whole back of the field just getting annihilated at the rear, and that's just unfortunate. Again, just everybody wrecking back here, so what a turn of events here. We'll have to wait and see if all of this stands by race control, and then we'll be back to talk to our top 3 here in just a few moments.
use in looking back. Gotta laugh or gotta live, 'cause I'm so over the past, and I'm living it fast. Underneath the strobe lights, ready for a crazy night. I can hear your heartbeat banging loud like a drum. Let me be your only one. Do you feel what I feel? I'm addicted to the sound. Turn it loud, just make it play. When the love is all around, dream away with the music. Flying higher than the stars, we'll be dancing till the dawn. The night is young, so are we. So close your eyes and set it free. Underneath the strobe lights, ready for a crazy night. I can hear your heartbeat banging loud like a drum. Let me be your only one. Do you feel what I feel? I'm addicted to the sound. Turn it loud, just make it play. When the love is all around, dream away with the music. Dream away with the Dream away with the music. Dream I'm addicted to the sound. Turn it loud, just make it play. When the love is all around, dream away with you. I'm addicted to the sound. Turn it loud, just make it play. When the love is all around, dream away with the music.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with your post-race show. A little bit, they're trying to get Ryan Plins in here. Unfortunately, not going to happen here tonight, but we have something just as good. That's David Plins. We'll be talking to him here, right now, because he didn't finish in third, but Ryan Plins did, so we're going to talk to David instead. It's a long story. Either way, David, on behalf of Ryan, he finished third, and what can only be described as a crazy finish.
It was definitely a wild finish, man. I got to watch it from out of the seat there. I just kept getting torn up, so I just pulled over, let the boys race, and they finished the race, so it must have been my fault. We were getting all them yellows. But Ryan just stuck with it, and he got all the way up there in the right spot. He was sitting in like 5th or 6th, and when he got there, hang on one second, guys. I got like double feedback going on right now on my thing. I was hearing myself over the speaker twice. But anyway, Ryan makes a great move at the end and shoots to the bottom and takes that brand new moon racing ride up into the top 3. It was freaking awesome for him because he's had bad luck pretty much every aero race so far.
Definitely. Again, we talked about it. We saw him sideways at the track at one time, and then miraculously, somehow, he just appears in the top 3. It was crazy, this race. A few more cautions than anybody wanted, but in the end, he comes away in 3rd place here. So while he's not here, we will give you a little bit to talk about Moon Racing, Dave Moon, and what it's all about, and then you can thank his sponsors for him.
Man, so Dave Moon, he's stationed up in Stafford, Virginia, and we met him a long time ago. Like around 07, 08, we started talking about getting me in a late model, and Dave got us hooked up and started, and that's how our relationship started. And Moon and I went on to win a championship. Ryan went on to win a championship in his Legends car, and Moon was a part of both of those. And then now Ryan, my cousin, actually works for Dave Moon, and Dave is just one of them kind of guys, man. I've met a lot of people in this world that when you go to him, it doesn't matter if it's me who's known him for 12 or 13 years, or if it's a new guy just dropping his car off for the first time to get a setup done. He puts his A game out in every single car. He wants every single driver to compete for the win. So he's that kind of guy when it comes up to the setup shop, and when it comes up to the parts business, which is the main deal with Ryan and Dave that they do at the racetrack. You'll see them at Dominion Raceway now every single week. They're in the trailer. Ryan's selling parts next along with Dave. They'll help you guys get your cars back on track if you have problems, so they'll be able to come over and help out. And pretty much anything from 5-star bodies down to a nut and bolt to, you know, anything really racing related, Dave Moon can help with. So if you guys get the chance and you're a local racer, make sure you know, you help the little guy out. SRI is a great business too, but you know, you can get with somebody like Dave Moon that's got a personal feel and a personal touch for you.
Oops, there we go. I had a mic issue there. But yeah, big shout out to Dave Moon and Moon Racing over there. And yeah, I raced my RC car. You think he can help me fix it?
You know, he might actually work on that thing. Bring her to Dominion. If anything, he might drive it around, jump it off a few parts he's got laying around.
There you go. Well, again, well, congrats to Ryan on the 3rd place finish. We don't have a winner, but we do have a 2nd place, and that is Jake Perkins. You finished in 2nd place here tonight in that 59. Again, I'm not even sure where everybody came from in the finish of that race. It was just like 5 o'clock traffic crossed with Mario Kart and bumper cars and tacos and spaghetti and just everything. Anything you could throw at that final race or that final restart happened. Jake, what are your thoughts on this 2nd race here in the racing action tonight?
You got a copy?
Yep, we got you.
Cool. I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. That was pretty crazy. We started 17th there. I definitely didn't see a top 3 as a possibility, but just kept the nose clean and let everybody kind of do their thing and check out there at the end with I think the disqualifications with incident point limits. I didn't even know I was racing for the lead off of 4 until I come across the line, and everyone's like, well, dang. But yeah, that was wild. You know, these short tracks get like that when you stuff 30 supers on there and a bunch of guys who are pretty quick and obviously are real competitive, and so you'll get that sometimes, but hopefully we get some of these bigger tracks and get some more green flag racing. Everybody stick around and watch. You got a lot of good drivers in this deal and a lot of really competitive people, so that series is great. Appreciate everybody who stuck around and put this deal on, and you guys for broadcasting it, and you know, we got some good races coming up.
I'll definitely agree. What you saw tonight and a little bit of last week definitely is not indicative of what this league is typically like. The 20 to 25 laps of green flag racing, that is typically what we see here with the American iRacing League. That's why we are here with the league. That being said, we'll see how next week goes. Hopefully we see some good green flag racing, and you never know what kind of finish we'll see for that race. But before we let you go, Jake, you got to think those sponsors and shout outs to who those be on the side of the car for the 2nd place finish here tonight, even though you didn't really know you were getting 2nd at first.
Yeah, man. I thank all the contingency sponsors that help put this deal on. That's really the reason we're all here racing and have a good time on Monday night, and that's what it's really all about. So, I know the week sponsor is Moon Racing. Colin's hit on that quite a bit there, but having not met him personally, just getting to hear about him and the kind of guy he is and his involvement in short track racing, he seems like the kind of guy, the kind of team, and the kind of group that you want to be involved with if you're an aspiring driver or even a crew member or somebody that wants to get involved in racing. I know he's been around a long time, and as I said, I've heard nothing but good things about him. So appreciate his involvement in short track racing, not just in the real world, but even here in the virtual world too. We get a kick out of it, and it's certainly a lot of fun. So with his help and other people in the racing community, we can continue to do this and put on a good show Monday night. So appreciate him, Polenz, and Tyler Payne, and you guys and the whole AIRL group for doing this.
Definitely, it was an interesting night of racing. That being said, we've got to sign off. We got another race in about about an hour, but 15 minutes will be in there. On behalf of myself, Greg Rentz, Jeff Stabnow, everyone at Rocket Media, Terry Saunders for coming on for CMO Screen Painting Incorporated, SR Supply Incorporated, of course, Moon Racing with Dave Moon, everybody involved, Tyler Payne, everyone involved with this league, with the broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it. It was a wild one for sure, and we'll see you here in just a little bit as we have some NASCAR Cup cars going to Pocono, I believe, for 80 laps with the Northwest Cup Series. Stay tuned for that in just about 1 hour.